And
I made it tough.
Made it tough, and honestly, like, a guy's gonna walk in here in a few minutes and thought he won. But the guy also is gonna walk in here and know that he gave a lot of the first half of the fight away.
Facts.
Right, you know, but that was, you know, but here's one thing I want to say for the other guy. This guy's one of the best prospects at 175 pounds in the world. He showed in the Olympics, he showed his whole career. I signed the other kid about a year ago because I knew that kid could fight. And that kid showed tonight he could fight. You know, and these guys are gonna, at some point, I think, meet again, down the line, when they both keep winning. Because they're both gonna keep winning because they're at 175 pounds, they're two of the best in the world. And that's the truth. And I talked to Rod in his dressing room. He's a very mature kid, you know. And he said, like, I made it. He thinks he made it hard. The other guy thinks he made it hard. And they both think they won. And when you have a fight that close, you're supposed to both think you won. I didn't think the referee had a great night on either side. You know, I thought there was stuff. Like, I didn't think he's a good referee. I just think he had a bad night. That's why I had a little bit of a meltdown after the fight. It was not so much about the decision, but about what I thought wasn't good refereeing, and I thought it was across the board. But I'll let Marcus answer whatever questions you want. Obviously, he won, and you know, congratulations to him. And I'm always proud to work with him because he's a good guy and a very good fighter. And tonight he fought, like I told him going in, the other guy was a real fighter, and that was going to be the hardest fight of his career. And they both know right now how hard the other guy is because they just had to deal with each other for 8 rounds.
Okay, I'm going to start you off, Marcus, by asking about the 2 knockdowns. By the way, your daughter is absolutely charming. My school teacher, she's lovely. In the first round, it appeared that your opponent, Kalatovic, slipped, and then he got hit. That's what it looked like on the video footage. Can you tell me what it looked like from your angle? Because as Lou said, there was some slipshotty referee. It didn't look like anything was intentional. It didn't look like it was hurt. But from inside the ring, what did you see? What happened?
At that moment, I thought he slipped, but he didn't. I didn't think he touched the ground yet. So I was like, all right, he's not on the ground. I gave it a second. I thought, like, I didn't see his glove touch. So I was like, oh, he's still up. So I was gonna hit him and make him fall.
So the punch was in motion before he actually went down, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't in motion before he went down because I didn't see his glove touch the ground. So I was gonna obviously make his glove touch the ground.
Okay. The second knockdown, it looked like he was startled. Maybe it wasn't a knockdown. What exactly happened?
What round was it? The 6th or the 5th? I'm not sure which round it was, but my trainers kept telling me to rotate away from his right. He caught me with a decent right hand, but this is boxing. You get caught. It's not about how. It's about how you fight when you get back up. And as you can see, as soon as I got back up, I started using my jab, and he really couldn't get past that.
What was the basis, Lou, for making it an 8-rounder instead of a 10-rounder?
Getting it on television. I think they both would have preferred it a 10 round.
Yeah.
It was getting it on TV. I mean, you know, we had 8:30 till 11 o'clock. So we had we had a world title fight that was 12 rounds scheduled. We had the Errol Spence fight at 10. So in order to guarantee television, this had to be an 8-round fight. Rod Kalatovic.
Rod, do you think you won the fight?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because the first round, I don't believe it was a knockdown. I slipped, and then he hit me when I was down. That should have been a point taken off or something. But go ahead.
You intend to appeal it with the New York State Athletic Commission?
Yes, I do.
You know that 1 point would make it a draw. Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
You thought it was a close fight?
Yeah, I mean, I could have put the pressure on earlier. I started slow, but I still think I did enough to win.
But you are going to appeal, correct?
Yes, correct. I mean, when you look at the video, you can clearly see that I was down and he hit me.
So your corner is going to make a fall for you?
Yes.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, as a promoter watching the fight, I didn't have that much issue with continuing him going down because the ref, I really thought, look, and the referee, I respect the guy, but, right, he didn't get in between, so I didn't think he was trying to be dirty when he hit him the second time. I wouldn't have necessarily deducted the point. I just don't think the punch on the first one was really a knockdown, and then I think he was justified in throwing the second one because the referee didn't get in the middle. I was a little bit upset at the referee in it, but I think he's a good referee, and everyone has a bad night. I think he had a bad night.
I mean, Marcus did his thing. You know, just I feel like the referee should have did a little bit more. I mean, he did what he was supposed to do.
Marcus? You said that you made the fight tough on yourself.
Yeah.
If you had to do the fight over right now, what would you have done different?
I could have kept boxing him. I didn't have to get into no fight with him because he didn't really have to catch me with that right hand if I really didn't want to. But, you know, the man in me and the pride, you know what I'm saying, fighting in front of my family and my people, I was like, you know, I'm not gonna sit there and, you know, let him try to get momentum of the fight. So every time we had a question, I had an answer for him.
And when a fight is this close, you gotta figure the local guy, the Olympian, the guy with the pedigree is gonna get the benefit of the doubt, particularly at home. And I think from his standpoint, what I said to him, and like, you know, look, I'm not gonna, I was screaming and yelling at the end of the fight because I didn't like the refereeing, but like, I'm not, in terms of the decision, it wasn't like it was a robbery, it's just like it was a close fight. But one thing I think he accomplished is that he shows he belongs with the best. And he's one of them. So,
Marcus, do you agree with that statement?
Not necessarily, but everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I won the fight. I clearly won it. I won the first 5 rounds, straight. And when he caught me with that, with that right hand in the 6th, I felt like that round was even because I felt like I was winning up until that point. So I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and it's boxing. It is what it is.
Would you fight a 10-round rematch?
He was running out of gas. He kept holding. Damn right I would. It was supposed to be. He kept holding. That's another thing. The referee should have took a pointer out. You kept, every time I punched, you kept reaching in and holding me. Okay, if you're a real fighter, the fans love the
this
fight.
could be one chippy rematch.
The fans love the fight. If his hometown was going in, why not get a rematch if you're a real fighter?
I hear you.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
I'm moving forward.
Yes or no?
I don't need you no more.
Exactly.
I clearly beat you,
Olympian.
and I know
He's an
my heart I
Olympian. He's
beat
an
you.
Olympian. He's got how many
I
fights?
know in my heart I beat you.
He's an Olympian. He's got so many fights. Not amateur. I got like 20 fights something, and I came here and beat you in your hometown. In your
You
hometown.
beat me in my hometown.
Yeah, your own problem doing you.
Listen,
If you're a real fighter, rematch.
If you're a real fighter, you know you
No.
lost. You didn't say I won that fight after the fight.
No,
No, you already know what time it is. I beat you.
Did the first knockdown count? Be honest.
Listen, man.
Be
I know
honest.
you were down, so I hit you.
I got a feeling, and here's my feeling. He ain't gonna lose anytime soon, and he ain't gonna lose anytime soon. And I think somewhere down the line, there's gonna be a rematch.
What's that?
It ain't gonna be in the next fight, but somewhere down the line, there's gonna be a rematch, and I wanna promote the fucking thing.
Right here, Hot
Chris Carr here with Last Call in Fight City. You were a huge underdog moving to this fight. I know you're very upset. Do you feel if it was a 10-round fight that we'd be saying you're a new champ, you're a new undefeated guy, and Brown is about his first loss?
Yes, he said it himself. The first 5 rounds started slow. I kept picking it up. He kept holding. He kept.
You ran out of gas too in the end, boss. What are you saying?
So you just told yourself you were running gas. I didn't run out of
You ran out
gas.
of
I
gas.
kept chasing you. You kept holding.
Chase me. I
Then
was
just
boxing the
prove
crap
me
out of
wrong
you.
and knock me out the next
You
fight.
couldn't get around my jab if you
If I-
wanted. Plain and simple. Look at your eye. Take your glasses off.
Did you headbutt me?
Take your
Did you
glasses
headbutt
off.
me?
No, I did not.
guys got any doubts somewhere down the line this is happening again?
Hey, when you watch the fight, you won't see it's a headbutt.
freaking great.
Marcus, in the build-up to this fight,
I don't need to be sitting up here right now.
you did say that it wasn't upsetting you, but there was a sense of agitation that people were comparing him to you and putting him on your level. Now with the fight taking place, now with the knockdowns, is he on your level now?
It's alright.
I'm alright. Hey, but
I'm not worried about you, man.
hurt, bro.
I'm not worried about
Did you hurt me?
Look what I got over here.
Did you hurt me?
Look.
That's supposed to be mine. Yeah, that's supposed to be
You
mine.
don't have it though.
No, I don't want that. I want the better one.
Hot Rod, is it safe to say this is more personal for you? This is a fight that just really bothers you?
Yeah, it did. No, what was the question again? I didn't hear.
That's it. Is this fight
No, it really did bother me because even the fans, they're the one. You can tell by the fans who really won. He's just, I don't know what's up. I don't know.
Right here, Marcus.
Hey Marcus, congrats on the win. What do you think went wrong after the knockdown? Because you seem to be kind of hurt in there, from at least my standpoint.
Oh, it's boxing. I got caught, but I got right back on my bike and I was jabbing the crap out of him. He still couldn't get around it.
Running, I just told you that.
He still couldn't get around it. And I ran out of gas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He had his running shoes on.
But you couldn't find it. Yeah. Okay.
Question for both of you guys.
I know I dropped you twice.
Boss, I'm not worried about you.
Question for both of you guys. How does it affect a fighter and an athlete when you're told at the last minute that your fight's going to be 8 rounds? Does that mess your mindset?
We were ready for 10, so I was ready for whatever, and I thought the Cunningham fight was gonna, everybody came in like, oh, they're ready to fight.
When the Cunningham fight went the distance, it was, which by the way is a tribute to the fucking balls and career of Steve Cunningham, who's a fucking man. When that went the distance, this had to be an 8-rounder, and then that was it. We knew it going in, we both knew it going in, and nobody got more advantage or disadvantage than the other. Like, it sucks. If you're a fighter and like you think you might be going 10 and you have to go 8, you don't like that. But you like to be on NBC in prime time.
Same question for you, because it looked like Milwaukee was going to knock out Cunningham for a while. So if I was one of you guys, I would think, oh, it's going to be a 10-rounder. Then
I think if it would have went, I mean, it didn't really bother me. It was an 8-10 because I had a game plan. But I felt like if it was a 10 round, I was picking up, and I think really I would have won clearly.
Question for you, Marcus. Joseph Correa, Front Proof Media. When Hot Rod hit you and hurt you,
I hit him and hurt him a couple of times too.
I didn't fall.
It's not one-sided.
you hit him with your best stuff and couldn't hurt him. What was going through your mind at that point when you gave him your best and he didn't go away? You stopped a lot of people with similar shots. It seemed like he took your shots well. What was going through your mind?
Nothing. This is boxing. Just stick to the game plan, move away from his right hand that he caught me with that one time, and that's it. But as you can see, I guess all you saw was just him getting that one knockdown.
No, I think you both did well. As Lou mentioned, you both are champions. You both put on a great performance. But when he hurt you, what was going through your mind?
Nothing. This is boxing. Get back up, keep your composure, and do what you got to do.
And how would you rate your performance tonight?
I'm disappointed in myself. That's how I am as an athlete. But I know within my heart I didn't lose. I'm just mad that I didn't perform up to my skill level that I know I can do. And as a fighter, you know within your heart if you lost or not. And I did not. This kid didn't beat me. Plain and simple. He did not beat me.
One more. Hey, Marcus. Given that you were a sizable favorite going into the fight, and most people thought the fight could have won either way, this is probably going to hurt your stock going forward until you fight again.
Yeah.
Who do you think you need to fight or beat to get rid of this performance?
I'm not really worried about who I need to fight. Whoever him and calls me and tells me I need to fight, that's what we're going to do.
When you look at the 175-pound division, if you're like a light heavyweight, it's a good time to be a light heavyweight. Because there's some very good guys, and then they ain't that much. And these two are both two of the better, of the top notch of what's coming up. And, he's disappointed in himself, I'm guessing, and I already know I talked to him before, he's disappointed in himself. Because he thought he started like shit. Yeah. But you know what, it was compelling. I mean, they both could have done better, but like somewhere down the line, they're gonna meet again, I think. But in the meantime, there ain't a lot of light heavyweights that's gonna beat either one of these guys.
So they're not going to fight each other next?
No.
Do you think this is a thing that you guys waiting for someone like Adonis Stevenson, or is that ways away?
You gotta ask them. I think they probably both, I don't think they're gonna fight Adonis Stevenson next.
I'm not saying next.
No, I mean, are they ready next? I don't know. I don't think so, probably, but that's my opinion. I'm only a fucking promoter, what do I know? But I think that they'll go on and fight, contenders in the light heavyweight division. And when you look at the light heavyweight division, like I said, there's a reason that he's undefeated, and there's a reason that he was undefeated coming into tonight, and he thinks he won tonight.
Isn't the winner of Thomas Williams, everyone Rodriguez, natural from Washington, the loser for Alvarado, or vice versa?
I think the winner of that fight is going to want to fight Adonis Stevenson. I think the winner of that fight is going to want to move on.
I'd fight the winner or loser since you don't want to fight.
One more question. Last question.
Hot Rod, did Marcus ever hurt you in the fight? He hit you with a lot of clean punches. As you mentioned, you started out slow. He hit you with a lot of clean stuff. Were you ever hurt in the fight?
No. Not like you.
You know what though, if he didn't say what he's saying, you'd think he's a punk. Because like, this was the kind of fight, it was a close fight. I'm not sitting here and gonna say, you know, it was a close fight. And he, you know what too, like from his standpoint, he's upset, he deserves to be upset, I think, but he's gonna go home and honestly, he didn't do enough to make the judges think he won. And, you know, you're fighting an Olympian, you're fighting a guy in New York who's fought a bunch of times here, and who's a really good fighter, and you give away some rounds, and this is what happens. And, but here's the thing, this guy's still undefeated, he's gonna move on to the next step, and now no one knew who he was coming in tonight, and he walks out tonight and people know who he was, so, you know, in a weird way, like, they're both pissed off and upset, and sort of both of them should be happy. And I ain't doing it, and if they're gonna trash talk each other, they're fighters, that's what they're fucking supposed to do.
I'm not really mad with the decision. Okay, you know, it was his hometown, he won, okay. But if I was in his shoes, and if he really thinks he beat me again, I would give him a rematch. That wasn't my coach, he didn't say that. He didn't say that, he said someone to split decision. I'm done with it.
Ready, can we leave?
You can leave.
Thank you.
We can leave, we're gonna bring in Errol Spence.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. God bless. Knocked Chris down 5 times and couldn't get him out. You know, there's a guy fighting Canelo Alvarez who barely beat Algieri. And Algieri beat, you know, Provodnikov. What this guy just did was scary. And the talent that he has, and I'm gonna stop in a minute and let him talk and answer the questions, but I said this to him and I'm gonna say it to you because I really believe this. Like, this guy's ceiling is higher than anyone I've seen in a long, long, long time. And it was an honor to promote this fight tonight, and an honor to promote you tonight. It was.
Question 1, were you expecting more of a fight than you thought?
Yeah, I did. You know, Chris Algieri. First off, I'd like to thank Chris Algieri for giving me this opportunity. There wasn't a lot of fighters out there trying to fight me, and he stepped up to the plate. And Chris Algieri, he's a tough fighter, and when you have him hurt, that's when he fights the best. So when I knocked him down, I expect him to get up and you know, come at me a little bit. But you know, he kept moving. I think he was still hurt, and I was able to finish him.
Errol, hey, congrats on the win. You look
Thank
great. You know, like you said in the ring, you're next in line for Kell Brook. Most people, I think, believe he's the best welterweight in the world right now. But you know, after this performance, a lot of people are going to favor you. Do you want that fight next, and how do you see it going?
Definitely, I'll take that fight next. I see I'm the #1 contender, so you know, I'm next up to fight Kell Brook, and that's what I'm looking for. And how that fight will go, I will win. You know, Kell Brook's a good fighter, taking nothing away from him, but I believe in my abilities and I believe what I can do in the ring.
Then 2-part question. 1, will you travel to England for the fight? And 2, what do you think Kell Brook is thinking after watching this fight, or when he watches it?
I don't know what Kell Brook is thinking, but you know, that's negotiations. I let my camp deal with the negotiations. If he comes here, then I'll fight him here. If I have to go over there, then it is what it is. I'm not scared of Kell Brook. I'm not scared to go over there to England and bring the title back.
Errol, over on your right, Chris Algieri survived 6 knockdowns against Manny Pacquiao, but he couldn't take your power tonight. What do you think that shows when you compare those 2 fights, and how much did you watch the Pacquiao fight preparing for this one?
I'll say that again.
How much did you watch the Pacquiao fight to prepare for this one, and also, what does it say that Algieri couldn't stand up to your power, but he got up 6 times against Pacquiao?
You know, it goes back to what my coach said. You know, Manny Pacquiao, he's a hard puncher. You know, he's quick, but you know, he lacks fundamentals, and that's what I'm big on. I'm big on fundamentals. I can cut off the ring. I can throw. I can vary up my punches. You know, that's something that you know, Manny Pacquiao can't do. He can't cut off the ring. As you see with Floyd, and as you see with Chris Algieri, when Chris Algieri got hurt, he was able to move and, you know, recover. I didn't allow Chris Algieri to do that.
Back here. Hey, Errol. Straight. Right here.
Okay.
Congratulations.
So, Dan.
That was impressive. My question for you is, as Greg said about Pacquiao, one thing that Lou said after the fight was not only does he believe that you would beat Pacquiao and basically every other welterweight out there, he said Mayweather ain't coming back out of retirement to fight this guy. And not only does he think that you are already one of the very top welterweights, but one of the top guys counting them perhaps after this type of performance, looking at your potential. So on the scale of, some people still consider you a prospect coming into the fight. Other people like Lou now saw what you just did to Algieri, think that you're, right on top of the sport. Where do you think you are in relation to, that's a pretty wide array of stuff, but how do you think you stack up in that landscape?
I think I'm in the mix with everybody. I'm in the mix. I think I'm in the top 5. I'm in there with likes of Kell Brook and Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, and the rest of those guys. I'm right there. And I'm the #1 mandatory for Kell Brook, so hopefully we can get that in real soon.
I was going to ask you how quickly, and put it like this, do you think that your next fight can be for one of the world titles, whether it's against Kell Brook or one of the other champions that are involved with PBC and Al Haven?
It could be, but if it's not, hopefully later on in the year I get to fight Kell Brook, but I have to talk with my team, and I'm in no rush.
Given that this is a year when a lot of welterweights are in action, started out with Kell Brook, Danny Garcia winning, Jesse Vargas, obviously Pacquiao, Bradley, and those guys, and now this follows up with Thurman and Porter. How much does this performance, Lou, any of you guys can answer, change the narrative for that fight and every other fight? I mean, this is right in the middle. You make this statement, you don't even have the title.
Lou answer.
You answer too.
I'll let him answer first.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I don't think Kell Brook can want a piece of it. I mean, honestly. And I was like, I'll be honest, I was a little shocked tonight. I mean, I thought he was going to win. I mean, I have great respect for Chris, and I know Chris very well since he's a kid. I mean, and Chris has never gotten steamrolled. No one's ever run through him like that, ever. Is there anyone in this room thinks that would be a prohibitive favorite over him? Anyone? Anyone? I don't think there's anyone. That's pretty amazing for I remember when he came out of the Olympics and Al signed all these Olympians, and I'll be honest, there's the truth. I called out and I said I don't think I'm much of most of the Olympians, but this one kid is pretty awesome. And I thought that when he was an amateur, but the progression he's made as a pro, and the poise, and you know what too, he's another thing I love. The guy's humble. I mean, he's not very talkative, crazily loquacious guy. He doesn't waste words, But you also just heard him say the truth. He's not afraid of anybody. No one you're gonna put in front of him that he's gonna think he can beat. And after what you just saw, there's no one in the room. I know this. There's no one in this room who doesn't know enough about boxing that they know that this man is not live, this man has the potential to beat anyone in the world today. Anyone. And then he can answer the question.
I still say that the Thurman fight is, or the Brook fights were to determine the best welterweight that you get.
Nah, I mean, I think it's kind of like a tournament right now. I mean, you got the Keith Thurman and Sean Porter, and then after they fight, hopefully I fight Kell Brook, and hopefully maybe the winner fights Danny Garcia, and then the winner out of me and Kell Brook will fight Danny Garcia, the winner of Keith Thurman, Sean Porter. I see he has a round robin, and everybody's fighting for that top spot that Floyd is at.
That's a very intelligent answer, because you look at it whatever you think of Danny Garcia, I happen to be a big fan of Danny Garcia because whatever shortcomings he has, and as vulnerable as he looks, he always finds a way to win. Always finds a way to win. And then Thurman and Porter, which is going to be in this building on June 25th, in another show that's going to be it's going to be top to bottom, as good as this show was tonight. That fight's awesome. It really is. I mean, it's just I don't know who's going to win, and most people don't know who's going to win. And for the time being, right now, that's the best fight you can make in the welterweight division right now. And that's happening June 25th. I'm sure he's going to be sitting ringside. But then the winner of that fight is going to have to look down in the crowd and see him.
Errol, you talked about your fundamentals being important to you, and Lou talked about your development since the Olympics. Can you just describe how you combine such an efficient, compact style with that power?
It's gym work. 6 days a week in the gym, beating on our craft. That's what we do. You can't be perfect. You're not going to be perfect, but you can try to be perfect. And my coach stays on me. He's a pain in the butt sometimes, but he stays on me every day in the gym, even when I'm sparring. If I do any little thing wrong, he's automatically fixing and telling me what I'm doing wrong. No matter if I'm hitting the bag, shadow boxing, playing around, he fixes everything. So, we just work in the gym, work hard, stay focused, and work on trying to be perfect.
Right here, Errol.
Errol, Chris Conner here with Fight City here. So what do you feel you need to improve on to beat, Keith Thurman's, Danny Garcia's, the guys who are that complete fighter? You're beating the guys beneath you, you're beating guys who are that one level below you. What do you feel you need to improve on to beat the world champions?
You said what again?
What do you feel you need to do to improve your game to beat Keith Thurman with Danny Garcia?
I just need to keep doing what I've been doing, like I did tonight. I proved that I'm there with Keith Thurman and Amir Khan and Shaq Porter and Manny Pacquiao because I put on a performance that Manny Pacquiao didn't do and Amir Khan didn't do. They didn't stop Chris Algieri.
A lot of people are going to pay $79.95 to watch Canelo Alvarez fight Amir Khan. You saw Amir Khan fight Chris Algieri.
He was running.
You saw Errol Spence fight Chris Algieri. You know what chance I would give Amir Khan with Errol Spence? This. 0. 0.
Earl, a lot of people, right here, Mr. Gibbs with the boxing voice, a lot of people, Earl, asking you about the winner. Over here. They're asking you about the winner to Keith Thurman and Sean Porter, but you know that both Ken and Thurman have been very adamant about you not having the resume, you not having the opponents that would entice them to get in the ring with you. What sort of statement does today's win send to those particular two gentlemen that were very vocal in the media?
I think it was a big statement, especially on the behalf of Keith Thurman, because the only notable win Keith Thurman really has is Robert Guerrero.
And what would happen
And he's been pro for like 8 years. I've been pro for 3.5 years.
What would happen if this man fought Robert Guerrero? No, any time he would have knocked him out. Any time. There wasn't a moment in Guerrero's career that this man would have knocked him out.
Right here, Errol. Question for Coach. How impressed were you with Errol's ability to slip and slide in the pocket on the inside and deliver punches from both sides while also tying up Algieri?
Well, not so much impressed. I was just pleased that he had done what we prepared to do. He worked on me for me in the gym, and he said like in the third or fourth round, I told him to throw more jab, get back to the jab, and control the distance in the ring because when we start to reach, that's when those bigger shots start to land because you have to get him to relax a little bit. So he was bracing up, blocking the shots with his elbows and his arms, but when he uses distance and his range, you saw that he was able to get the shots over the top and counterpunch it.
Derek, with this fight, you use the comparison to Pacquiao a lot. Can you just elaborate a little on that and be specific as to why you think Earl is technically more sound than Manny Pacquiao, especially now after the win?
Well, it's not so much about using it. You saw how he fought Pacquiao, and I really chose not to really look at the Pacquiao fight. I did watch it, and Pacquiao is a very fast and very strong puncher, but he has no skills, he has no fundamentals, didn't have a jab, so no defense. So that's the difference in what you saw when you have a guy who can just walk in behind a jab is because he has defense. He didn't have to move around and stuff. He has defense, so I believe that's the difference. Is that, not to say anything harsh about Pacquiao, but that's the truth. If you watch boxing, someone got to watch every inch, every bit about everything because I'm in school all the time. You always got to be in school learning. And I watch these fighters and I see exactly what they do. And that's the difference with Errol is I make sure he keeps his hands up high, works his jab, and we work on different types of things that once he's in the ring, he can make small little adjustments, a step here, step there, to kind of get out of the way in the counter shot.
Any other questions, y'all?
One from Lou DeBello, Robert Pizzolo, Combat Media. Now, there's a second side to this whole fight. As you know, in the work up to this fight, Chris Algieri has been loud about his promotional problems with Joe DeGuardia.
You got nothing to do with me.
I understand that. Also, it's been said that he had to lose too much weight for this fight. Do you think that
I don't know, he was a 40 pounder and this fight was a 47. If he had to lose too much weight, then he shouldn't eat as much.
Do you think that this combination of factors might have affected Algieri in the sense that maybe he didn't want to be there? Because it looked a lot like he didn't want to be there.
Nah, let me tell you something. He's a real fighter. It wasn't that he didn't want to be there. He simply tonight fought a better fighter.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
How'd you know he smoked? I'm sorry. How'd you know I don't think so.
Yo, you know what? When you
He set him up for the ring.
When you took the picture with Hotel Perez and you had your back turned, I thought you was trying to call. I said Hotel.